All right, folks, once again, I am wearing this sleek new Kashiyama suit from Kashiyama the Smart Tailor. You can be sure to check them out. We'll tell you more about them later on throughout the day. We're getting into some Cowboys rumors and news here. We're going to kick things off, well, with Taco Charlton. The Taco Charlton era is over. And remember, he was just claimed by the Miami Dolphins. Maybe that's not the biggest surprise there because the Dolphins did have some level of interest. But Taco Charlton was just claimed by the Miami Dolphins, which actually, by the way, that helps the Cowboys. His salary's guaranteed. This helps the Cowboys save money overall because the Dolphins now assume his contract. So that's good for the Dallas Cowboys. He goes to Miami. They have no defensive line. It's actually a pretty decent fit there for Taco Charlton. Remember, the Cowboys cut Taco to make room for Quinn. All right? Now, Dallas tried to trade him. I want to remind everybody of that. Dallas tried to trade Taco Charlton, but nobody even offered a 7th-round pick. The Dolphins have, I think it's a top 15 waiver claim. I can't remember exactly where they fit. It's still based on last year's draft, so I think it's 13th overall. They got the highest priority for them, so that's why they ended up now with Taco Charlton. Look, the coaching staff did not like Taco Charlton's attitude, in part because of public quotes like this after he was cut. "I'm just trying to get somewhere," he told Mike Fisher, "where at least I have an honest chance to get on the field." That's right, Taco. It's not your fault. You just never got an honest chance, even though you had 2 full in-game seasons in which you were later benched for, even though you were healthy, and an entire preseason. I do think, though, this is a good fit for Taco. Miami they don't have any pass rushers. So, heck, maybe they even get him out there this week against the Dallas Cowboys. The Taco Charlton potential revenge game, I don't know if they're going to make him active, but that's something to monitor this week. The Cowboys, meanwhile, they're banking on Robert Quinn to step up. Tyrone Crawford is banged up right now. I doubt he plays. Kerry Hyder has been on the field but hasn't made a big impact. Same with Dorrance Armstrong, Joe Jackson. They need extra help at the pass rusher spot. Now, make no mistake about it. Taco Charlton was a bust. All right, he is now a fish taco in Miami. But the last 5 years, in terms of overall first-round picks, in which Will McClay, the de facto GM, has been in charge, Zach Martin, Byron Jones, Zeke, Taco, and Leighton Vander Esch. Those are some pretty damn good, impressive hits overall there for the Dallas Cowboys and a success rate. You'll take 4 out of 5 every time, especially when one of those guys is a top, I believe, 15. I don't think Zach Martin was top 15, but I'll have the production staff check that for me to be exact, but at least one top 10 pick in there. All right, guys, make sure you are subscribed to us here on the Cowboys Report. We are now at 35K flat. That is our new number. Get us to 50K, though. Get us to 50K, or else I will hold out and go to Cabo and pull a Zeke and then, come back once it's important, maybe. Oh, wait. Shit, I just gave all my leverage in this. Shoot. All right, anyway, get us to 50K or I'm going to hold out. Do that for me. Links there below. YouTube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. Also, guys, I want to remind everyone here to still bet on the Cowboys. I know they signed Taco Charlton and just made Josh Rosen their starting quarterback. You go bet on the Cowboys to beat the Dolphins. Parlay it. Any bets you're doing, go ahead and parlay the Dolphins over the Cowboys to just help your odds a little bit there. Free $25. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code BOYS25. To put this in perspective, how big of a game this is, how big of a favorite the Cowboys are, you can bet all $25 from your free play with BetDSI, and your additional profit will be about 80 cents. That's about it, but it's a free 80 cents. Cowboys are going to win. It's a no-brainer. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code BOYS25. Now, the Cowboys did have trade talks with one team, by the way. This is per Brian Broaddus. The Houston Texans. And the Cowboys had an unidentified player they wanted in a trade. Now, obviously, this did not come to fruition. I've seen a lot of speculation on Twitter that this was maybe Justin Reed, which makes sense because, Justin Reed's a great safety. Problem is, you are not ever doing a Taco for Justin Reed swap unless you also gave up, at minimum, a second-round pick. It honestly might be a first-round pick. Justin Reed's good, guys. So, the Texans and Cowboys did have trade talks about Taco Charlton, but it never really ended up getting all that close, which is a little bit unfortunate because you would have liked to get something for Taco Charlton. It just did not end up working out in the end. And here's my question for you. If you ran the Dallas Cowboys, you get to play the Joneses for a day, and then you would deposit a lot of their money in your own bank account. Which player would you trade for if you were in charge? What is the player that you have in mind? It can be someone on the block or maybe not on the block. There, I've seen some comments so far from Jamal Adams has been in there. That's not a huge surprise to me because, well, everyone wants Jamal Adams, but it's just not really going to happen there. Someone says nobody, Jamal Adams. Lots of Jamal Adamses here. Randy Gregory, interesting idea. Someone says Dez. Someone says Anthony Brown. Also trade for, not trade away. Someone says trade Taco for Eric Berry, which is not how things work. Aaron Donald, that's a good pick if you could be willing to actually find a way to get him there. Earl Thomas is in there too. I also see some for Jalen Ramsey. Well, let's talk about that since y'all keep asking about it. Ramsey has asked for a trade. I will make note, the Jags are asking for a lot. The Jags reportedly want 2 first-round picks back in any trade for Jalen Ramsey. Now, I don't know if they're going to actually get that, but I think they could get a first and something. Maybe that's a first and a second, a first and a third, a first and a fourth. If it's an earlier first-round pick, maybe they settle for like a 4th-round pick. But for the Cowboys, that's expensive. That's why so far they haven't really had that much investigation into a potential trade overall. And the Cowboys, I remind everybody, they've got a pretty good cornerback group. Is it the best in the NFL? No, probably not. But when you look at what the Dallas Cowboys have at the cornerback position when it comes to their depth chart, they're actually in really good shape. Byron Jones has been really good so far. Chidobe Awuzie continues to show promise and get better, I think, almost every game. I know we want to bench Anthony Brown and get Jordan Lewis on the field. That's still 4 corners you can play in the NFL. Trust me, guys, there are a lot of teams out there that would like to have an Anthony Brown player. Watch what happens once he hits the open market. Someone's going to pay him a decent amount of money. So with that in mind, knowing the Jags are asking for a lot, what would you offer for Jalen Ramsey? This does not have to be a trade they would accept, although I will chime in on what I think the Jags would say once we get some of these flowing in here. But in the comments section, let me know. What would you trade for Jalen Ramsey? Orangutan says nothing. That's an acceptable answer here as well. Spencer says he'd give them a 7th. Felipe Garcia says a 1st and Anthony Brown. Another 1st and Anthony Brown. A 4th and Jeff Heath. Byron Jones and a 3rd. I think some of those are in the right ballpark. This is what I think the Jags would ask for, at least to start, and probably come down a little bit. I think they'd ask for something like a 1st-round pick and either Byron Jones or Chidobe or Anthony Brown or another pick. They want a 1st and then some. Because yes, Byron Jones has value. He is a good player. But here's the thing. He's in the last year of his deal. That does lower his, in theory, trade value. So remember that as we go through potential trades here. Now, I don't think the Jags get all of that. But here's the real question. Is getting Jalen Ramsey really worth giving up, let's just say at best, it's Byron Jones and a 2nd-round pick? I don't know if it is. So with a more cornerback discussion, let's play a game. Let's play the blind resume game when it comes to unnamed cornerbacks. I put this on my Twitter. I put this on my personal Facebook page and on the YouTube channel as well earlier as a poll question. These have been over the past 2 years, 2019 and 2018. These are the receptions versus the targets. So 53 of 96, that comes out to pretty decent enough there for player A. Player B, 64 of 108. In the end, actually fairly similar in terms of percentages. But the yards, they're in favor, yards allowed, are in favor of player A, 722 versus 867. The touchdowns, both players have allowed 4 in the past year and 2 games, I guess. The interceptions, though, in favor of player B. Player A, meanwhile, 1 more pass breakup. So let me know in the comment section, player A or player B. And I see a split vote, which very much checks out with what I saw on Twitter and Facebook and on the community poll here. Here's who they are. Byron Jones is player A, and Jalen Ramsey is player B. Now, yeah, I think that the name brand changes your idea a little bit, but the snaps are about the same. Now, I don't believe that Byron Jones is a better player than Jalen Ramsey. Turnovers are important. 3 interceptions for Jalen. But here's the thing, guys. The numbers aren't that far off. They're really not. So when you think about it that way, because if you bring in Jalen Ramsey, you're guaranteed not to sign Byron Jones. There's no way you re-sign both those guys. You can't do it. At that point, there isn't enough pie left. So because of it, don't get your hopes up. The Cowboys have a good cornerback in Byron Jones. Jalen Ramsey might be better, but we saw the poll results, right? This is what it was on the YouTube channel. 58% voted for player A in Byron Jones. 42% voted for Jalen Ramsey. Twitter, for me, was kind of flipped, which I find very interesting. Normally, the YouTube channel and my Twitter don't match up, which I always find really interesting. But here's my point. Don't get your hopes up for Jalen Ramsey. The cost to acquire him is too high relative to the upgrade he actually provides. All right, fun question. Now let's have a little bit more fun because this was all serious and not, haha, jokes, whatnot. The Area 51 raid is tomorrow. Now, I don't know if you guys are going. If so, good luck. I wish you some success out there. But if you knew there was something coveted in Area 51, what would it have to be for you to storm? Someone says Cowboys Super Bowl. Correct answer. If you had the secret code to get a magical Cowboys Super Bowl, yeah, I would storm it there. Someone says Tom Brady clones. Interesting idea there. I like that idea. Someone says 5 Super Bowl rings. So I like that we're sticking with a very NFL theme here. Someone just says aliens, but let's not kid ourselves. That's what they want you to think. There aren't aliens back there. There's something else, something more important. Here's what I would. Someone says gold bars. Money's cheating. That's not a good answer here. I would cheat, though. Someone said Tony Romo healthy. That's a good one. Time portal. I think a time machine's a fun idea. I think like a teleporter so you don't have to travel to get to places. That's a great idea. Patriots playbook. Good idea there. Unlimited salary cap. Also good. I would go totally off the mark here. I would go for an always working McDonald's McFlurry / ice cream machine. That thing is never working anytime you go to McDonald's. So A, I can have a McFlurry at any point I want. B, I'm going to set up shop outside the McDonald's and make a killing. So now I'm having success for myself and for my wallet. So let me know in the comment section what you would storm Area 51 for. All right, guys, we told you about the Boys 25 promo code earlier. This is the Cowboys 121. It gets you a 120% deposit bonus. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. Put down $50. They're going to give you $60 for free. You're not going to find a better betting deal out there than that one. All right, I got myself in a good mood talking about Area 51, which is good because now I got to talk about Dez Bryant. There have been lots of articles and speculations and comments and mentions on my Twitter and Facebook about should the Cowboys go sign Dez Bryant? So since y'all keep asking about it, let's just discuss it. It's going to be short because it's not going to happen. This really doesn't actually make sense for either side. We'll start on the Cowboys side of things. Michael Gallup should be back in less than a month. So by the time you get Dez Bryant back up to speed, because he himself said he wants to play football in October, by the time Dez is good to go, well, all of a sudden, Michael Gallup is back. He replaces, at least for now, Devin Smith as your number 2 receiver. So now you've got Amari Cooper, Randall Cobb as your and Gallup as your top 3 at best. At this stage in his career, Dez Bryant is your number 4, and he's a number 4 who doesn't help you on special teams. NFL teams don't like those options. So for the Cowboys, look, I love Dez. I miss him. He's not the same guy. He's still not healthy. He caught that damn ball against the Green Bay Packers, but he just doesn't make sense. And for his own point, if he wants to keep playing football, he's going to go to a team that needs a receiver for the entire season, not for 2 to 3 games or 2 to 4 games at most. It just doesn't really make sense in the end for either side. All right, last note here, let's talk about Dak Prescott because, well, the haters will pop up occasionally because, Dak can't throw the deep ball. And Dak's not very good, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing, though. He's been incredible this year, guys. And you guys see it with your eyes. You see Dak Prescott throwing dimes downfield to Devin Smith, putting up great box score numbers. But it's not just the box score in which Dak has been better. It's not been a bunch of check down, easy passes. No, Dak Prescott has taken the leap through 2 games, which I didn't think it was going to be this level of leap this quick for Dak Prescott under Kellen Moore and under John Kitna. The deep passes, we'll start with that and then get into some more of the advanced stats. Deep passes this year, passes of 20-plus yards downfield. Dak Prescott is 6 of 8 for 206 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 drop. Given how difficult it actually is to complete passes, 20-plus yards downfield, this is actually one of the best marks in the NFL. In fact, it is the best passer rating in the NFL. Some more advanced numbers here. Again, I'll go through this briefly. TT is time to throw. Basically, how long does it take Dak Prescott to get the ball out of his hands? It's gone down from last year. I like that. Means your receiver is probably having more success. ADOT is average depth of target. How far downfield, relative to the line of scrimmage, is the actual intended pass? Dak Prescott has gone up by about a yard. What that means after last year's about league average, because Dak accuracy was always a myth, by the way, 7.6 to 8.5, up by a full yard. That's good. We'll come back to XCOM because that's the best part. AYTS, air yards to the sticks. Relative to the first down marker, where is Dak Prescott's pass being thrown? It is almost at the line of scrimmage. It's 0.1 yards beyond it. That's a very high number for the NFL versus negative 1.5. And then XComp plus or minus, basically relative to the expected completion percentage, so the average quarterback. How accurate is Dak Prescott? Last year, 1.5% better, because he's always been an above average quarterback, guys. This year, a whopping 13.2. The best in the NFL. He's completing 13% more of his passes than normal quarterbacks would on the same passes. But tell me more how he's not an accurate quarterback. I appreciate that. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.